got a mic check? Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
All right, so I want to just go over a run of show with you. Does anybody need a white balance? You got enough there? So just so you know what to expect. So we're going to have a speaker over here, but he's going to be over here. So his name is John Bush, B-U-S-C-H. He's the top security official for this airport, and he's quoted in the news release that I gave you with his title and the spelling as well. So he's going to make some brief remarks from up here at the podium. And then we've got two officers who are going to sort of do a little, I'll call it show and tell. So we've got some common, mainly food items that people bring to the airport. They travel with this time of year. And so they'll pull it out of the grocery bag and let you know whether it should go in a check bag or a carry-on bag. And then we also, here at the end, we do not recommend people wrap gifts. They can wrap gifts, but we much prefer that they use gift boxes and gift bags, and so you can talk to them about that as well. So they're here to do one-on-ones afterward, as is Mr. Bush, and we'll take questions. Instead of taking them from the podium, we'll just take them one-on-one afterward. Okay? You good with all that? All right.
Yeah, that was nice. Are we good? Everybody okay? And you can hear me? Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. I'd like to share a little bit information with you from TSA regarding our holiday plan and some travel tips can make things easier for your passengers and for the folks who come through the airport. As you can expect, all the airports across the country, including our Reagan National Airport, do expect to be busier this holiday season than we've been in several years coming out of the pandemic. We've already seen some of our busiest days yesterday and today, and we expect maybe Friday the 30th, ahead of the New Year's holiday, to be also a very busy day. We at TSA are very well prepared to handle the additional volume and throughput through our security checkpoints. But I'd like to share a few tips with you and your audience that will help make the experience a lot easier. Those include getting to the airport earlier than you may normally do. Know what you're carrying with you in your carry-on bag and actually in your coats and purses. And then we have some wonderful tools within TSA's information systems to help your passengers, your travelers out. So in terms of getting to the airport early, we do always encourage everybody to show up at least 2 hours ahead of their scheduled flight time. You're going to have to wait to find parking when it's really busy around here. You're going to have to wait a little extra time at your ticket counters to check in. And you may find a little larger than normal crowd at your security checkpoint. It will help if you have your boarding pass and your ID cards ready when you come to the security checkpoint, because you're going to have to present those to our officers at the front. If you're traveling with small children, it's always helpful to have your identity documents and boarding passes out first, and then help your kids through the checkpoint. And while you're waiting in line, if you have a wait, you can start to empty things from your pockets and put them in your carry-on. That makes it going through the checkpoint a little easier. And as we're talking about what you're bringing on, it's very important that everybody knows what they have with them as they come to the airport. We have a long list of prohibited items, which we'll talk about in a minute. And there's a lot of information, again, on our website to talk about what those are. I think most troubling for us is the large number of firearms we've seen this year. Over the last 10 years, the number of firearms discovered and confiscated at our security checkpoints has risen steadily. And this year,
only ticketed passengers are permitted beyond the security checkpoint. Thank you for your cooperation.
and this year we've actually surpassed all prior numbers. So it's well over 6,300 so far this year, and we think we're going to see 6,600 or better before the end of the year, and that's a record for TSA. All I can ask of everybody is, if you are a responsible gun owner, know where your firearm is before you set out to travel from your home. Check your bag, check it twice. Look for ammunition as well, because that is not allowed through our checkpoint. And know that if you are a firearm carrier, firearm owner, and you come to the checkpoint, it's going to be a very troubling experience. We will identify it. We will call the local law enforcement over. In this environment, in our jurisdiction, you will be cited by the police with a criminal citation in violation of Virginia law. And TSA will also review the situation for a civil penalty, which can be as high as nearly $15,000. It will cause you as a traveler to be delayed in your screening experience here, and it also is very disruptive to the rest of our security checkpoint. All of our officers are very well trained in dealing with these issues, but when something like that comes through our checkpoint, it stops everything. And so the people coming in behind you are also going to be negatively impacted. So again, I implore you, if you are a responsible gun owner, please do your best to make sure you keep that firearm safely stowed at home before you travel. I think most people are familiar with our limit on liquids and gels. 3.4 ounces or smaller are allowed through the checkpoint. Large water bottles routinely cause our officers to stop and search a bag. So please, if you have soda or water with you coming through the checkpoint, you're allowed to drink it before you get to us, or please turn around and dispose of it before you get to us. A lot of food items during the holiday season come through our checkpoint, and most of them are allowable. And again, our officers are going to share with you some of the ideas for handling those items. But if it's a solid food item, generally it's going to come through. It may be reviewed by our officers, but it's going to come through the checkpoint just fine. If it's something you can spread or pour, it's probably not going to make it. And then I'd also like to remind everybody that there's a lot of good information available on our website and on other features. We have a new text message process available. Any mobile device, you can reach Ask TSA by texting 275-872, and a virtual assistant is there to answer your questions. Our social media team is very active. It's an award-winning team on Instagram, and you can ask at Ask TSA or on Facebook Messenger and post your questions there to those folks, and they will respond fairly quickly. On our TSA website, tsa.gov, there's a section about what I can bring, and a long list of items about what's allowed and what's not. If it's not allowed in your carry-on bag on the aircraft with you, maybe it's allowed in checked baggage if properly packaged. All that information is available at tsa.gov. We also have a very important service called TSA Cares, which is a service TSA provides to any passenger who needs a little extra help. If they're traveling as an elderly passenger that needs assistance, or a person with disabilities, please reach out to TSA Cares up to 3 days ahead of your travel. And that number is on our website as well. The number is 855-787-2227. And you can ask questions about how to successfully get through the screening experience. And if you need extra assistance, we will absolutely be there to meet you and offer that assistance to you. And finally, I would ask that all travelers do listen to our officers. They're professionals. They're very good at their job. They work very hard to make the experience easy, but also extremely safe and secure. That's job one for us. If they're advising you to do something, we just ask that you comply. Politely, they're going to treat you all with respect, and we ask you to do the same. Lastly, our officers here are going to demonstrate for you some of the things that you might be bringing with you to travel during the holiday season, and they're going to explain what can go in the carry-on bag or what needs to go in checked baggage. And then if you have any questions for them, please feel free to ask. If you have any questions for me, I'll be off to the side, happy to answer any questions you might have. Over to you.
So you're probably not going to be able to hear them, but you'll get the gist of you're going to pull out your bag and place it either in the check bag or the carry-on.
Good morning. So we're going to review what items can and can't go, whether they go in check bag or can go to the carry-on. The first item seen here is a snow globe. It is a holiday favorite. Everyone likes to gift this. This particular item is always a pain to take because it hurts our hearts to take it, but it can't go if it's over 3.4 ounces. So typically you're looking at about golf size or smaller can go on carry-on. Everything bigger than that will have to go into your check bag. You have other items here. You have a pie.
We highly recommend if you're gonna be food back to market, select those that come with windows. You can visually inspect them. That makes it easier to take them, put them on the carry-on.
The bag can go in carry-on or check bag. All these items that we're presenting can all go in your carry-on baggage. In your check baggage. All the items we're presenting can go in your check baggage, and only select you can go into the carry-on. Next, we're going to do this would be syrup. Syrup is a liquid, so all liquids, anything that pours, spills, smears, is probably, as long as it's under 3.4 ounces, can go. If it is over, we'll have to go into your check bag.
This is more than 3.4, that 8 ounces. If you're not going to carry on, you have to go in your check bag.
Next, we have stuffing.
Solid food is good to go, but remember, we might have to do additional screening on that.
Next we have yams. So yams is a solid food, but in this packaging that comes with liquid, because of the liquid inside the can, it won't be able to go because it'll be over the threshold. So please put it into your check bag and not your carry-on.
This item is less than 1 ounce. This is good to go in your carry-on. Small bottles like this with liquid are okay to go in your carry-on as long as they are less than 3.4 ounces.
Holiday favorite, fruitcake.
So the food with window, able to use unexpected, good to go on the carry-on.
Next we have pineapple chunks. Again, the food is solid, but it's sitting in liquid. And because of the amount of liquid in the can, it needs to go into your check bag.
This powder in this game. Powders are okay to go, but remember, you may go to additional screening with them. So we highly recommend you have enough time. If you want to clean any kind of powder, we will apply additional screening on them. It's still good to go and carry on.
Next we have gravy. Also going to be a liquid, and if it's over 3.4 ounces, we'll need to go into your check bag. Eggnog. Also a holiday favorite. Again, over 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters for international travelers. We'll need to go into your check bag.
Maintain control of your personal belongings at all times. Unattended baggage is subject to search, inspection, damage,
Package
and
like this
removal.
are okay to
Do
go and
not
carry
accept
on.
items or packages from unknown
least, we have cranberry sauce. It is a solid food. It's not viscous, as in like it can pour out, but because it can be spread, it needs to also go into your check bag.
So that was sort of a demonstration. Please feel free to come out and talk to officers individually, and if you want to as well. And they can hold up the clock for you on.
Did you want us to do the gift thing or?
He's going to answer questions, he says.
Questions.